I'm Twyla from My Bilingual Life. I'm here to help you become bilingual. Today, we're going to talk about the gender of nouns. Now, this is something that we don't have in English, so it's a little bit difficult to learn. This is an area that many people make mistakes, including native speakers. So, this is an area that we will refer to often. Now, some of you may already know, but for the past few years, I've been teaching bilingual elementary children. Learning the language is the same for a child as it is for an adult, and this is one area that it might be helpful to look at from the perspective of a child. As adults, we tend to complicate things quite a bit. I will give you more of an explanation than I do to my elementary students, but quite simply, in their words, this boils down to do I use el or la? To begin, we have to be clear on the role of nouns. Nouns are words that name people, places, things, or ideas. The first grade simplified version is anything you can touch. Now, I know that leaves the ideas out a little bit, but you can touch a teacher. You can touch the headphones. Some nouns that you can see here are teacher, dog, horse, map, flag. Now, in Spanish, all of these things have gender: masculine, male, or feminine, female. This is important when you want to make a sentence, like the horse is white or the map is big. Some things are easy to figure out. For example, I'm a woman, so teacher in this case would be la maestra. The flag is la bandera. Both of these words are feminine nouns. The general rule is that feminine nouns end in an A. On the other hand, masculine nouns typically end in an O. So we have el caballo, el perro, and el pelo. Easy so far, right? Now we have mapa. This is one of the exceptions. It ends in an A, but we say el mapa. So this is where things get a little tricky. If you look at some of these things, like the map or the flag, you really can't tell which ones are masculine or feminine. I had a student one time ask me, how do you know if it's a boy or a girl? How do you know that the table is a girl and the pencil is a boy? Well, we're not really saying that these objects are boys or girls. We are just deciding what kind of word or word endings we need when we would describe them. This is when that student came to the realization that we were talking about whether we use el or la. And that's the question that it pretty much boils down to. If you try to figure out why, sometimes you can find a rule or an explanation, but sometimes those rules or explanations can get quite complicated. There will be some videos later on my channel that will discuss some of these rules. But in the end, it all basically comes back to, do I use el or la? Unfortunately, the one rule that you can count on when learning any language is that for every rule, there are exceptions. The gender of nouns is probably one of the most difficult topics in Spanish because it's something that doesn't exist in English, and there are lots of exceptions. So what do we do? First, don't stress out. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. There are some videos that I go back and double check some words just to make sure that I have them right. And I'm sure that sometime in these videos, someone will find me making mistakes. I don't speak English perfectly either. Also, most of the time, these mistakes won't affect the comprehension of what you're trying to say. It may sound a little funny. The person that you're speaking to will know the point that you're trying to get across. Let me give you some pointers. As you're learning new vocabulary, make sure to include the article el or la. I would highlight ones that are an exception to the rule or that are confusing. For example, I would definitely highlight el mapa. When I was learning Spanish, I had a page in my binder for the words that did not follow the gender rules. This might be a great topic to use flashcards as well. You can always look up the word in the dictionary. It will always have some kind of an indication if it is masculine or feminine, or it will include the article, el or la. I want to take a short moment to talk to the parents of language learners. Please note that Google Translate and other online dictionaries sometimes will come up with non-appropriate words in the searches. So I suggest that you use it with caution with your children. I really suggest that if you're going to use Google Translate, have adult supervision. On another note, When I ask Alexa or Siri, I have not had any non-appropriate responses. In this case, I would say, I won't say the name so that your devices don't activate. How do I say the dog in Spanish? And I'll usually get a response complete with the article. Make sure that you ask how to say the dog, or you will not get the article in the response. I will make a note that sometimes I have a hard time getting the device to understand me or get the right word. Another tip is pay attention when you're listening to Spanish. However, in some dialects, the articles and the word kind of blend together. For example, el agua, when a native speaker is saying it, pretty much is one fast word, el agua. So you will have to pay very close attention and don't be afraid to ask for clarification. I hope this has helped with understanding gender in Spanish nouns. This is a very deep subject, and we will continue to revisit it as our language grows. But for now, just focus on does it need el or la. If you're enjoying these lessons, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. This makes sure that you will see the new lessons as soon as they are uploaded. If you click the little bell, YouTube will send you a notification when a new video is uploaded. I'll see you in our next lesson. Nos vemos.